पार्ट टाइम बहुत आसानी से मिल जाता है यूएस में. You do not have to struggle even a little bit. One key difference that I found from campuses in India is.
So hello guys, I'm your host Mihir and welcome back to another episode of College Dunya Student Connect, wherein we chat with international students and learn about their experiences and journey. So without any further ado, let's get started. But before that guys, please channel ko subscribe kar lo. There are amazing informative videos lined up for you in the days to come. So do subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any update from us. So today we have Himanshu from Arizona State University, USA with us. Hi Himanshu, how are you doing?
Hello, Mihir. Thank you for asking. I'm good.
That's great. So before getting into the details of study abroad journey, why don't you tell me a little about yourself?
Sure. So I'm basically like a bachelor student from computer science in Sikkim Manipal Institute of Technology, where I completed my bachelor's. And then post that, I had like 3 years of experience. I was working at multiple companies such as Wipro. After that, I was working at Mu Sigma and then at Cisco. Once in a while, I always had this feeling that I could definitely do better. There's a lot of things to learn, and there are a lot of better product-based companies where I would like to work someday. And a couple of my friends from India during my bachelor's, they actually took the step before me, and they had some experiences going on while they were studying in US, and they got a job. So they persuaded me. They gave me motivation that I can definitely go for it. And yeah, they were the source of motivation for me to even think of studying abroad. And then I started checking what are the financial requirements or what are the academic requirements that are necessary for me to pursue masters. And yeah, things fell on, and it went good. And yeah, finally I landed a couple of universities where I got an offer for masters. And I'm here now. This is my 3rd semester. I am completing my master's in this semester itself. And yeah, post that, I would be joining Amazon as a software developer engineer in Seattle office. So it has been a pretty good experience till now. Thank you.
Many congratulations, Himanshu. So moving on with the next question, I think I would just like to ask that did you consider any other countries before US? And if yes, then why did you go for US, and why not do a degree in India?
Yeah. Actually, for me, going outside India itself was a huge task. And once my friends told me that US is there, the universities are pretty good. And obviously, even if I have not thought about going outside India or pursuing my masters, I had this idea that US is the Silicon Valley. And back in India as well, I was working at Bangalore, which is the IT hub. So if I was ever about to plan for a master's and go outside India, it would definitely been US, whether or not my friends would have told me or not. Apart from that, countries like Canada, Europe, no doubt these are very developed countries, but the point is I want to do development work, and for that I feel the IT sector has not grown that much in comparison to US. So US was a clear choice for me. If I would have been in a different sector, maybe for example civil or mechanical, I would have pursued universities in Australia or somewhere else. But for IT, I feel it was a no-brainer for me to go to US.
It's true. So how has the decision been so far? Like how satisfied are you with your decision to go into the US?
It has been a grill, to be honest. When you sort of revolve the globe, you sort of see that you are on a totally different side of the globe, where I was back in India. So the decision has panned out pretty good for me, because I perfectly landed a job and everything, but emotionally it has drained me out, and obviously the financials have been struggling, but yeah, It has been a good experience. It has been a lot of learning experience. I was able to meet a lot of diverse group of people and
Mhm.
learn how they sort of live their life. What are their thought processes, so that it's about traveling as well. Like I got to see new places. I got to
Mhm.
clear a lot of places from my bucket list as well. So yeah, it has been a great experience till now.
Yeah. And when you were deciding to go to the US, how was the decision phase? Like, what challenges did you face? Any emotional barriers which were coming in before moving to the US?
Yeah. On that regard, I mean, so as I told, after my bachelor's, I was working for 3 years.
Mhm.
So I was not working from home. I was working from Bangalore.
Mhm.
So the emotional barrier was not pretty high, to be honest, because I already had a habit of living away from home.
Mhm.
So once I got an offer from ASU, I had like a couple of more universities offer as well, but then I zeroed down to ASU for obvious reasons that it is close to California and there are a lot of opportunities in ASU in comparison to other universities which I got offers from.
Mhm.
Um, so like the first idea was to get a visa and everything. And during those Corona days, the consultancies was not open, so
Mhm.
it was a huge task for me to get a visa interview scheduled itself. So yeah, I mean those days. So like from the experience from September to November to get the visa slot sorted and to get the flight tickets and everything to board and to sit at Terminal 3 waiting for a international flight.
Mhm.
It was totally emotional. You're going out of your country, not just a state or something. So yeah, the whole experience was totally overwhelming for me.
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh, yeah, and it
Yeah.
has been a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, it has. It looks like a great journey from what you
Yeah,
just shared. So, yeah, every country has their own tests and requirements for applications to masters or bachelor programs. So, what were the tests which you gave, and how did you prepare for them?
yeah, sure. So there are basically two test requirements for US, specifically speaking.
Mhm.
One is the GRE. GRE is the general exam. You don't have to specifically study for physics, maths, or chemistry, or computer science. It's a general exam which tests your adaptive abilities, sort of basic maths, and that's it. And some verbal ability as well. Basically, like it's sort of is a common 12th exam where
Mhm.
you sort of test your maths, English, and adaptive ability. So I didn't really join any training institute or something. A lot of people did, but
Mhm.
I don't feel if you had a good background in class 10th, you need anything. If you have done a lot of RD Sharma or RS Agarwal, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't go for any tuition classes or that.
Mhm.
So apart from GRE, I had TOEFL. I could have also opted for IELTS,
Mhm.
but it is more recognized in countries like Canada or Australia.
Mhm.
For US, universities are mostly inclined towards TOEFL,
Yeah.
so I gave the TOEFL exam. So these two tests are necessary.
Mhm.
Although during COVID times, they sort of gave the waiver. You can obviously not give the exams and still get selected, but the requirements would be on totally based on SOP. Those are your statement of purpose and the letter of recommendations that you would have received from your workplace or from your previous university, previous study experiences.
Mhm. Mhm. That's great. So, जैसे कि आपने कहा कि SOPs and LORs are required. So, what was your thought process and what was your approach to while writing SOP and LORs?
Yeah, sure. So initially, I had zero idea what am I
Mhm.
supposed to write. What exactly is an SOP?
Mhm.
So I did a read up. I did a lot of Medium articles. I saw a lot of online SOPs where
Mhm.
people were discussing what exactly it is supposed to be. My initial thought process was it is basically explaining your resume itself, but it is not. I wouldn't have got any offers if I would have done that. So I took a lot of help from my peers who were already in US. I asked them, like, if you can give me idea what exactly would be a format, or like a flow of an SOP. Basically, you tell your story to the judge, to the panel, to the admission panel, that how, what was the flow in your life. Like, if I'm supposed to do a computer science and masters, and I am in US, so how exactly did you reach a point where you think that a master's degree will help you in your further career? You basically give, like, high school experiences, your childhood experiences, then you move forward chronologically, and then give your master's bachelor's experience and your work experiences, and define your key points in your life which made you think that a master's degree would be a must for me. So you basically describe all that, and that's a good SOP. I after like giving a basic idea of what my SOP would look like, I asked my peers and a lot of people randomly on LinkedIn if they can review my SOP, and I had good feedbacks from them as well. People are really helpful. To be honest, when Indians are abroad, they sort of, I don't know how, but they are really helpful. They sort of want you to succeed. So I was lucky to get connected with those kind of people. And based on their feedbacks, I furnished my SOP. And after that, the LOR was again like, basically your workplace people, or from your previous professors telling about you, what kind of a student you have been. Would you be a great candidate for the master's program in a particular university or something? My professors and my manager from my previous company at Cisco, they were really helpful in that regard as well. They gave me a great LOR, and once I finished them and I apply for the universities, I have to share my SOP and LOR on their website. They were good to go.
So moving on to the next question, Himanshu. घर ढूंढना हमेशा एक बड़ा टास्क होता है. So how was it for you? How was the process of finding a proper accommodation? बहुत मुश्किल था. How was it?
Actually मुश्किल नहीं था. So there are a lot of Indian groups in the university itself, and you tend to find them while you scroll on Facebook or something. And यहाँ आने से पहले बहुत सारे WhatsApp groups भी बन गए थे. So like we were in constant touch. We already had a form group, like, this and this people will be staying together, and you get an ISD pack, and you sort of call apartments near your university, and they are really good at responding to your calls and everything. आप कॉल करो, they'll give you your details कि हाँ ठीक है, rent इतना है, this would be the utilities, charges and everything, and your lease would be this much. So it was a very very smooth experience. घर ढूंढना is not a huge task, to be honest. अगर वहाँ पे बहुत सारे Indian students हैं तो it's very easy. Even if it is not, apartments are really helpful.
And obviously US में तो I think काफी ज़्यादा Indian students and families होंगे, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. So just tell us more about your college in detail. How is it? How is the campus? How are the professors?
So basically, ASU had 3 campuses. One is in Tempe, one is in Polytechnic, and one is in downtown. All the 3 campuses are really beautiful. Unlike one key difference that I found from campuses in India is there are a lot of open spaces. Students can interact. Obviously, there is a problem in India with the population growth and everything. But यहाँ पे there is a lot of open spaces. Students can find any space and talk and interact. There are a lot of groups sitting here and there. You'll find people discussing random topics, and like they are very very engrossed in it. You will see a lot of groups which are sort of like having clubs and everything. You go there, they are always welcoming, even if you're not part of that particular club or not, तुम्हारी स्ट्रीम उनसे कुछ भी जुड़ी नहीं है, वो हमेशा तुम्हें इंफॉर्मेशन देंगे, तुम्हें नॉलेज शेयर करेंगे, and there are always some goodies to get So it's great. The campus life is pretty great, but of course initially कोरोना की वजह से बहुत ज़्यादा experience नहीं मिल पाया था, but in from the later half of my semester I went there. I got to meet a lot of new people. उनके साथ बहुत सारी hiking activities करी मैंने. So yeah, yes, it was a great experience. I mean, बहुत लोग कहते हैं कि आप ऑनलाइन डिग्री कर लो यूएस यूनिवर्सिटी से, बट बीइंग हियर इन पर्सन यू कैन नॉट बीट दैट. ऑनलाइन डिग्रीज आपको ये सब नहीं सिखा पाएंगी.
Okay. Yeah, true. Obviously, I have been doing my degree online from last year, but it is not an experience. But yeah, I have seen my friends going to the college this year, and that is much better. Anyways, so moving on, apart from your tuition fees, what other expenses और क्या खर्चे होते हैं आपके?
Sure. So tuition fees के अलावा it is basically your utilities. आप rent दे रहे हो. Rent would depend on what kind of state you are living in. अगर आप न्यूयॉर्क में रह रहे हो तो आप obviously आपका rent दोगुना तिगुना हो जाएगा. Arizona is not a very urbanized state. काफी suburban type area है. तो यहाँ पे the rent mostly comes around $400 to $550, which is somewhere around again 40,000. तो इतना रेंट हो जाएगा आपका पर पर्सन. और उसके साथ खाना वाना घूमना फिरना थोड़ा तो आप घूमोगे ही. You cannot really sit back and like for 2 years and do nothing.
So you shouldn't actually.
Yes, you need an overall development. So for me, like apart from my tuition fees, मेरा total expenses आता था per month somewhere around $700 to $800, which is a moderate one, not even the like बहुत ज़्यादा मैं आराम मतलब like खर्चा कम करके भी नहीं रह रहा था और बहुत ज़्यादा खर्चा भी नहीं कर रहा था.
Okay.
So $700 to $800 is just perfect amount, which would again be somewhere around 55 to 60,000 in INR. So yeah, इतना expenses काफी है आपका monthly खर्चा चलाने के लिए.
Okay. आपने अपने टाइम पे पार्ट टाइम जॉब करी होगी, नहीं तो how is the part time job situation especially in Arizona or in the US as such?
Okay. So मैंने specifically speaking कोई part time नहीं की थी initially because I knew the competition is cutthroat. मैं जिन लोगों के साथ यहाँ पढ़ रहा हूँ they have a lot more experience, a lot more knowledge from me. I was already told about this from my peers who was already been my friends from my bachelor years. So मैंने part time initially नहीं की थी. Initially 1 साल के लिए मैं उसमें सिर्फ पढ़ाई करना चाहता था. But said that part time बहुत आसानी से मिल जाता है US में. You do not have to struggle even a little bit. बहुत सारे opportunities होते हैं and they pay you really well. Like अभी मैं part time कर रहा हूँ at the moment, and like I get somewhere around $1,000 per month. Very easily. I don't do anything. It's just basic requirements which अगर आप अपने bachelor's किया हुआ है तो आप कोई भी job आराम से कर लोगे. And you just apply from the college website. Review होगा and they don't really ask a lot of things. They just want to know if you are good with communication and everything. If you have a little bit knowledge of what the work you're supposed to do, and you're good to go. So बहुत आसानी से part time मिल जाता है यहाँ पे.
Correct. So since you said you're going to work for Amazon, so that means that's a full-time job for you, right? So I would like to know more about the full-time job scenario there in US, and if what have your seniors been doing? How was your experience in applying the full-time job, and what is the average CTC for your domain?
Okay. So frankly speaking, बाहर से बहुत हरा भरा दिखाई देता है कि हाँ आप पढ़ लो, मास्टर्स कर लो, बहुत आसानी से जॉब मिल जाएगा, बट ऐसा नहीं है. इंडिया के जैसा जहाँ पे like you get a lot of companies coming in inside the campus and वो आपको like campus recruitment होता है. यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं होता. You sort of apply from website. College fairs होते हैं जो हमें नहीं मिले because कोरोना चल रहा था, कंपनीज नहीं आ रही थी. वर्चुअल फेयर्स हो रहे थे, बट वर्चुअल फेयर्स और कैंपस फेयर्स में बहुत डिफरेंस होता है. आप रिक्रूटर से डायरेक्टली नहीं मिल पाते हो, अपना रिज्यूमे शेयर नहीं कर सकते हो, आपको वेट करना पड़ता है ऑनलाइन. हाँ, देयर इज अ वेट लिस्ट कि हाँ एक बंदा रिक्रूटर से मिल रहा है, एंड देन वंस अ पर्सन गेट एन अपॉर्चुनिटी, आपके पास एक लिमिटेड टाइम ऑफ पीरियड रहता है टू डिस्क्राइब योरसेल्फ, टू सॉर्ट ऑफ give a pitch or something. But वो भी बहुत मुश्किल से मिल रहा था यहाँ पे. So doing a job search amidst Corona was very difficult first, and also like there are a lot of things that companies consider, which is the diversity in terms of gender, race, and everything. So like you may see कि हाँ आप किसी इंसान से ज़्यादा competent हो, but then the other person will get this job because of the diversity that the company is asking for. So like so all those troubles and everything, and once you get an opportunity, you make sure that you get it. तो वही एजेंडा रहा है मेरा हमेशा से कि हाँ ठीक है, I'll wait for one opportunity, and once I get it, I should not miss it. So ये opportunity मेरे हाथ आई, and luckily I was able to crack it. So आप जो CTC के बारे में बात कर रहे हो, for my particular domain, it is somewhere around 100 to 130 as in joining. Yes, as a master's student.
So that's yearly, annually, right?
Yes. $130,000 for me. It was $130,000, and it's sort of like आपका पूरा salary package is comprised of 3 parts. One is obviously the major chunk is exactly your salary that you'll get in hand from the company. The other part is bonuses, and the other part is stocks.
Yeah.
So like you will get your CTC defined in these 3 brackets, and again this salary range will vary from domain to domain. SDs get a lot more salary than in comparison to civil engineers or maybe a chip designer. So, it will depend domain to domain.
Yeah, that was really valuable information, Himanshu. Thank you so much for that. So now let's get on to the fun part. What are some fun facts or maybe some interesting facts about your university or the city you're living in? Can you just share?
Yeah. So as an part of like, if I have to tell about Arizona itself, बहुत डिफरेंस हुआ बैंगलोर या फिर दिल्ली से अगर मैं इस सिटी को कंपेयर करता हूँ तो यहाँ पे ज्यादा पब नहीं है like in comparison to Delhi, like you go out and you have a lot of fun. People here are most inclined towards going out for treks. Like आप लोगों से जब बात करते हो तो आप ये नहीं कहते हो कि चलो रात को हम पार्टी करने जाते हैं. They mostly say कि चलो हम सुबह ट्रैक पे जाते हैं. So that was a totally different scenario that I observed here. And जो एक चीज मुझे यहाँ आके डिफरेंट लगी, the kind of like आप जो ट्रैफिक रूल्स फॉलो करते हैं उस सिनेरियो में in Arizona itself, like और cities का भी different रहता है, but Arizona में they are very disciplined, they are very punctual, they see a lot of people, they कि हाँ ठीक है अगर रोड पे कोई बंदा जा रहा है गाड़ियाँ रुक जाएंगी. इनफैक्ट फायर ब्रिगेड रुक जाते हैं कि हाँ ठीक है सामने से बंदा जा रहा है, ट्रेन्स रुक जाती हैं. दे आर वेरी अटेंटिव एंड वेरी ऑब्जर्वेंट ऑफ द सराउंडिंग. रूल्स बहुत ज्यादा डिसिप्लिन से फॉलो होते हैं. एंड पीपल एंड सो आपने स्टार्टिंग में मुझसे पूछा था कि आपने यूएस क्यों चुना. मेरे दोस्तों ने ये भी बोला था कि यूएस इज लॉट मोर एक्सेप्टिव टू द फॉरेन nationals in comparison to any other country. यहाँ पे I perfectly find this कि people are open to chat. They want to talk. They are okay to talk, and they do not bifurcate in terms of caste and religion and everything. So I really like this part as well here. I'm not seen as someone who's an outsider. People are very willingly trying to communicate with you, and they want to know about. They are more inquisitive to know कि हाँ ठीक है आप कहाँ से हो, आप ये करते हो, आप ऐसा क्यों करते हो. So वो सब चीजें यहाँ पे मुझे बहुत पसंद आई.
That's really nice. So before we put an end to this wonderful conversation, I would like you to advise our aspirants. What advice would you like to give to the aspirants who are trying for US or any other country for that matter?
Okay. I feel I'm a perfect candidate in that regard to give an advice. The reason being, मैं एक बहुत ही मीडियम वर्क से हूँ. मेरा कुछ ज़्यादा मैंने कुछ हासिल नहीं किया था इंडिया में भी. I was struggling throughout. I started from Wipro, and everyone knows what a project manager's CTC is. जो Cognizant, IBM initially देते हैं वैसे. तो I always dreamt कि like this is not me. I can do much more. I can do much more, and that is all what you need. If you're comfortable in what you're having, so आप उसी में रह जाओगे. But if you want to like आपको और करना है, you want more, you want to learn more, you have a talent that you want to showcase, and your company is not letting you do that, then you know that you are in the wrong company. So I constantly felt that throughout my journey from 3 companies that I can do much more, I can do better. तो अगर वो आइडिया है आप में और आप उसके बारे में कुछ कर रहे हो, then you will definitely get your goals. तो उसी दौरान ही मैंने ये सब डिसाइड किया कि हाँ ठीक है, I always look for options कि हाँ मैं MBA कर लूँ, या मैं UPSC कर लूँ, या मैं मास्टर्स कर लूँ. मुझे क्या करना चाहिए, मेरे लिए क्या परफेक्ट रहेगा. Am I perfect candidate for an MBA? I felt not right now, maybe somewhere down the line. Am I perfect candidate for UPSC? I was like नहीं, मैं इतना बुकिश नहीं पढ़ पाऊंगा, मैं more of like practical implementation में believe करता हूँ, so not UPSC. Masters, yeah, why not? I have got the computer science fundamentals right, so मैं ये कर सकता हूँ. And that's how you zero down what exactly your interests are, and then you figure out what all options you can do. Like you can change company, you can do a masters. आप क्या क्या कर सकते हैं, तो वो भी आप कर सकते हैं. वहां पे आप बाइफर्केट कर पाएंगे कि हाँ आपके इंटरेस्ट के हिसाब से बेस्ट ऑप्शन क्या होगा आपके लिए. So that then and same how you basically आप मशीन लर्निंग का डिसीजन ट्री फॉलो कर रहे हैं, आप कंडीशंस दे रहे हैं अपने जिंदगी में कि हाँ आपको क्या करना चाहिए और आपके लिए बेस्ट क्या रहेगा. बट द आइडिया इज टू नॉट स्टॉप. अगर आप रुकेंगे नहीं तो आप जरूर कहीं जाएंगे.
बिल्कुल. नहीं, I think it was too modest of you, so that saying you have not achieved. I think working in India as well is something a great achievement, and then going to the US obviously, yeah. But we got your point that it's always important to be positive and think for better opportunities. So thank you, Himanshu, for sharing such an amazing insights with us. I'm sure this is going to be super helpful for the viewers and the aspirants who are watching us right now. Guys, please like the video. We promise we will come up with many such interesting and honest conversations in the future. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do it now, and to keep us motivated to bring the most informative study abroad content to you. Let us know in the comment section whatever you want to know about any other college of your choice in the next video. Till then, have fun and work hard. We will catch you soon later. Thank you so much. Thank you, Himanshu.